Hi everyone, Rob here with today's Western Pacific weather update. It's currently the 12th of August 2012. Hope everybody's enjoying your weekend out there. I know you're still recovering across the Philippines due to the devastating floods last week. Well, unfortunately, we do have another low pressure area starting to spin up here just towards the east of Luzon. This very well can be bringing some more heavy rain showers across much of that region there. Actually, Pagasa already warning on this, calling an active low pressure area. At least have put one warning out here already on this Sunday. Also some thunderstorm activity just towards the south of Hong Kong here. And later on in the update, we're going to talk about this low pressure area pushing across Japan and the Koreas, because that is bringing some widespread thunderstorm activity. Expect some rain showers off towards Hokkaido as well. But first, let's get into the Philippines. And I want to get into this first because you were still recovering from the over meter of rainfall last week. Widespread flooding continuing across the Metro Manila area, and any more rainfall, to say the least, is going to be very unwelcome. Now, I'm showing you this imagery. If you're not used to these updates, this is actually an ASCAT imagery. It shows the surface waves, their directions, and height, and you kind of get a rough estimate of what the surface winds are. And the reason why I'm showing you to do this is because that active low pressure area does seem to have a center of circulation just towards the east of the Philippines here. If that is the case, it very well could intensify into a tropical depression. And the main threat here, once again, it doesn't look like at this time, if this does develop, it is not going to be making a landfall, as it should slowly start to linger off there towards the north, but it very well can be enhancing the southwest monsoon yet again. But as you can see here on the satellite loop, there's a fairly obvious circulation going around this storm system here, confirming up that ASCAT imagery. And you can see some of these outflow bands already pushing onshore along the west or along the east coast, but on the west coast, some storms already starting to form up and pull inland. So I do expect some heavy rain showers going into your Sunday evening here across Manila, but not just that, especially into Monday. My personal opinion, I think it is going to be an extra wet soaker here. You probably could see upwards of 100 to 200 millimeters of rainfall if this does continue to progress on its current forecasting tendency, which is just further strengthening. And I also do think this is well possible, because if we take a look at some of the charts, you can see here that wind shear is relatively low, upwards of about 10 to 15 knots over top of that center of circulation. A little bit farther towards the south, not conducive at all. And if this storm actually does continue to drift off towards the west into like the 30-40 knot wind shear zones, it will definitely continue to get disrupted and would weaken out if that was the case, but still going to be having that rain showers with it, not going to be becoming an organized system at the very least. But at least as we've seen in the past several weeks across the Philippines, you don't really need an organized system to have those devastating floods. This is a vorticity chart. You can see lots of upward vertical motion over top of that system, and then courtesy of weather underground, you have the sea surface temperatures here, which are very conducive. We are in the middle of the rainy season, in the middle of summer, and if you ever checked out our when is the most active typhoon, or when is the most active time for typhoon season, we are actually right near the peak. So given all those factors combined, this does have a significant risk of further development. And then we'll take a look at the GFS model outlook here. You can see that over the next several days, it does expect this area to continue to linger. And this is what I'm talking about with that enhancement of the southwest monsoon. It starts to pull that moisture in from the west, but not just that. The outer rain bands making an impact along the east coast. You can be feeling the effects of this. And then as it starts to pull off towards the north, GFS really intensifies the storm near Luzon Strait, making it up towards a possibly a weak typhoon, maybe strong tropical storm status, before continuing to go towards the north and affecting Taiwan with yet another storm. And you're still recovering from the devastating floods just a couple weeks ago due to Saula that moved through this area. So definitely very dangerous here. Let's compare this with no gap. So another one of the models I often like to. As you can see here, it does also initialize on the storm, but it keeps it relatively weak, pushes it off there towards the southern Japanese islands. That's just two different scenarios that possibly could happen here. The storm could intensify, or it could just remain weak, but I think both scenarios, though, you do have that moisture inflow coming in across the Philippines. It does mean that you could get some heavy precipitation. So like I said last week, the good news was that the southwest monsoon, with those intense back-to-back days of heavy rain showers out across this area, has weakened. it's still rainy season, and they're still going to be seeing those heavy thunderstorms out across much of this area, especially in your afternoon and evening hours. And if this does develop up, I don't think it's going to be to a severity of that level. But once again, though, it is still going to be pretty bad, and it could very well exacerbate the further flooding across much of this area. So with that said, definitely will continue to keep you posted here. Also want to talk about the Koreas and Japan, because widespread rain showers, I'm talking about severe thunderstorm activity across Korea today. As shown on their radar, even around Seoul area, you're seeing some heavy thunderstorms just towards the south, and Busan, you're also going to be getting some heavy rain showers. So any flights going in and out of this area, do check them out ahead of time, because likely very well could be delayed due to some of this frequent lightning coming out of some of these storms. But speaking of flights, that actually gives me a good segue into talking about the fact that I'm going to be gone starting Wednesday for about a week and a half for the first time in nearly 4 years. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long. I will be heading back to the Americas, back to my hometown, which is in New York State. So please continue to check the website, though. Thank goodness we have a complete team of people now who specialize in their own field, so definitely the website will still be up and running during my absence. But thanks again for watching, though. Please stay safe out there. Have a great day. Bye.